Are all of you ready for the presentations today?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. है अब हम should we start with Adnan or
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, Today, the topic of my presentation is Safai Anthem Hoga Saaf Pakistan. It is a campaign that is launched by Airway Digital back in December 2019. Next, ma'am. Okay. First of all, we will discuss about the market context of this campaign. So, Airway Digital, as you all know, that it has always played a very effective role in highlighting the major issues of Pakistan, including from climate change to all other issues that are linked with the general masses. Actually, basically this idea came from a report that was launched by German Watch, and as per that report, Pakistan is the fifth most affected country by the climate change. So from here, they picked up the idea that it is the right time to launch this campaign in order to increase the awareness among the general masses. Next one. Okay. To tackle the adverse effect of climate change and to make Pakistan clean and green, a song with the title Safai Anthem has been launched in December 19 by AIY Digital. Actual date of this launching of this anthem was 16th December. It includes, as per the market context strategy, it includes several strategies and advertisement method to educate the general masses about the clean and green method as a collective effort rather than individual effort is the need of the hour in order to tackle the climate adverse hazards. Next one. As far as the objective of this campaign is concerned, this anthem is an effort of Airway Digital towards Hogas of Pakistan. The main objective of Safai anthem is to instill responsibility in Pakistani citizens to keep themselves and their surrounding clean. There is a total different objective of this campaign just because this is an awareness campaign rather than a campaign that is to be used to increase the business or revenues, etc. It is purely an awareness campaign, so its only objective is to instill the responsibilities in Pakistani citizens that cleanliness is very desired and it's their main objective. Next one. So, channel strategy. Uh, पिछली slide पे मैम channel strategy I guess. Yes, channel strategy. In order to fulfill the criteria of this campaign, the channels used to spread the message through Spy Anthem are electronic media. They only use two mediums, electronic media, and in that electronic media, they only use TVCs, TV commercial. Then in social media, they only use their AIY digital YouTube channel. Through these channels, it is assured that the message is delivered to every Pakistani to achieve the goal of clean Pakistan. So, because this is purely an AR by digital personal campaign, so they only use the TVCs of AR by digital and a YouTube channel of AR by digital. So, the creative strategy. So, in creative strategy, I just highlighted a fact which I read from the article that music is an impactful way to mobilize masses. This is basically from Humayun Takhar, who is marketing director of a multinational. The anthem envisions Saaf Pakistan featuring the most influential actor of Pakistani media, including Fahad Mustafa, Pakistani film and TV actor, and a host of game show on airing on Airway Digital. Everybody knows about Fahad Mustafa. He's a well-known anchor. Uh, Shanaira Akram, wife of legendary cricketer Wasim Akram, as prime champion, prime Safai champion. Wasim Badami, Pakistani TV host and Airway News anchor. Ahmed Shah, most popular child on TikTok. Next one. Ikrarul Hassan, TV presenter and journalist. This anthem has been sung by most trending singer Asim Azhar, Aima Beg, and the composition was done by Shuja Haider. They three are well known on Coke Studio. And next, in the last, the anthem has been shown on AirY Digital Pakistan in TVCs and has been posted on official YouTube channel on AirY Digital on 16 December 2019. Next one. As far as the measurement criteria is concerned, that how we gonna evaluate the campaign, then whether it was successful or not. The success of the strategy would be seen through the viewers first thing, and the commentators on the social media, second thing, on ground activities, third thing, social media impression, fourth, cleanliness awareness, fifth, and several other education programs after the release of this anthem envisioning Saaf Pakistan. So these are basically six measurement criteria which I will evaluate further in the results. Next, ma'am. Results. So under this campaign, several clean program, including cleaning of Karachi beach by students of IOBM, has been started in Pakistan under the influence of this anthem, and the students collected more than 50 kg of litter in this cleanliness drive at beach. I have shared the picture of that as well. The audience is, as far as the awareness is concerned, the audience is increasing gradually. So does the idea of clean Pakistan is spreading at large scale in Pakistan. The anthem has reached official YouTube channel. The anthem on official YouTube channel and Airway Digital has reached 8,20,074 views and more than 18,000 comments. A little more effort have unimaginable results. Next one. This is the last slide where I have concluded most of the results. On-ground activities, there were around 5 lakh Pakistani engaged in on-ground activities. Social media impression, there were 300 million social media impression. Cleanliness awareness, 40,000 rural household reach, or several other education programs which I have mentioned down there. The collaboration of Datol, and I have also mentioned the comments of some comments on this slide about this Hoga Saaf Pakistan drive. So then we'll move to key learning. Next slide. So key learning. Success of this strategy to spread message of clean and green Pakistan reveals that same would be a good strategy in future. And that's it from my presentation.
All right, thank you. जी अदनान से कोई क्वेश्चंस हैं किसी के?
No, ma'am.
All right, मैं आपको अदनान के ना I want you to look at couple of his slides, okay? अब इसका ये जो स्लाइड था चैनल स्ट्रेटेजी का, इस स्लाइड पे आई एम ओनली सीइंग टीवीसीज एंड सोशल मीडिया यूट्यूब चैनल, ठीक है? और जब हम जाते हैं यहाँ पे रिजल्ट्स पे और एक्टिविटीज पे, तो ही वाज एक्चुअली टॉकिंग अबाउट मोर एक्टिविटीज. तो कैन समबडी टेल मी कि वो यहाँ पे उसने चैनल्स में तो सिर्फ ये दो चीजें ही मेंशन की हैं. कैन समबडी टेल मी कि कौन सी और चीजें हैं जिनके वो रिजल्ट्स एंड मेजरमेंट्स बता रहा था बट दीज थिंग्स आर नॉट एक्चुअली मेंशन्ड इन चैनल?
मैम उसने, मैं एहसन बात कर रहा हूँ.
जी जी
जी, तो मैम आई थिंक कि उसने जो वो फील्ड का बताया है जो आगे स्कूल्स में शुरू हुआ था और जिस तरह के जो एक वो हैशटैग यूज स्टार्ट हो गया था, उसने उस चीज का मेंशन नहीं किया उस चीज में. जो फील्ड की एक चीज वो स्टार्ट हो गई थी ना, वो जहाँ पे उसने ये 5 लाख लोगों ने इसमें पार्टिसिपेट किया, उसने वो चीज आई थिंक मेंशन नहीं की.
अच्छा, हाँ एग्जैक्टली ये मैं आपकी ये डिस्कस कर रही थी कि चैनल स्ट्रेटेजी में आपने सिर्फ 2 चैनल्स मेंशन किए हुए, टीवीसीज एंड यूट्यूब, जबकि आप मेजरमेंट्स एंड रिजल्ट्स में यू वर एक्चुअली टॉकिंग अबाउट मोर चैनल्स, ठीक है? उसमें आपने काफी सारी दूसरी एक्टिविटीज का भी जिक्र किया था. तो इट्स एक्सट्रीमली इम्पोर्टेंट कि जितनी एक्टिविटीज दैट यू आर रिपोर्टिंग रिजल्ट्स ऑफ या जिनकी आप मेजरमेंट्स बता रहे हैं, ऑल ऑफ दोज शुड बी मेंशन्ड हियर. तो आप
वो सारी सोशल मीडिया से रिलेटेड थे ना. ठीक है, ऑन ग्राउंड एक्टिविटीज मुझे यहाँ पे लिखनी चाहिए थी, लेकिन अपार्ट फ्रॉम द इम्प्रेशंस और कमेंट्स तो वो तो सारे सोशल मीडिया से लिंक है.
हाँ, लेकिन आपने सोशल मीडिया पे सिर्फ यूट्यूब चैनल मेंशन किया हुआ है. was there any other like ट्विटर और फेसबुक को भी यूज कर रहे थे? they were not using those channels at all?
No ma'am, not at all.
अच्छा, so you are saying कि यहाँ पे जो आपने मेजरमेंट्स बताई हैं ऑन ग्राउंड मेजरमेंट्स, इस पे तो देखें ना, आपने कहा है कि व्यूज पे आपने लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे ना, यू कैन सी कि यहाँ पे आपने लाइक्स भी कलेक्ट की मेंशन की हुई है, दूसरी चीजें भी. तो बेसिकली आपको मैं सिर्फ इतना कह रही थी कि आपने यहाँ पे इस पे आपका ARY डिजिटल यूट्यूब की आपको मेजर रिजल्ट्स यहाँ पे नजर आ रहे हैं. सो बेसिकली आप सिर्फ ये देखें कि एनीथिंग दैट यू हैव मेंशन्ड इन मेजरमेंट्स एंड रिजल्ट शुड आल्सो बी मेंशन्ड इन चैनल्स, ठीक है। वो तमाम
Okay, ma'am.
एक्टिविटीज जिनको आप रिजल्ट में के तौर पे मेंशन कर रहे हैं तो या मेजरमेंट्स जिनकी बता रहे हैं, ऑल ऑफ देम शुड आल्सो बी मेंशन्ड इन देयर एज वेल।
Okay, fine.
ओके, ऑल राइट,
Yes, ma'am.
थैंक यू, गुड प्रेजेंटेशन। नेक्स्ट कौन है? जी एसन।
Okay, so I chose the product Shan Foods, and I will be talking about the measurement of the effectiveness of biryani masala campaign. Next slide, please. This is the picture of the pack of the biryani masala. Next slide, please. And Shan Food had a collaboration with Ogilvy, and their media partners were Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Okay, so I will be talking about 9 elements about the Shan Foods campaign, its objective, their strategy, their video creation, the channels, and the choices, and then the measurements and the results, and then the key learning. Next slide, please, ma'am. Yes. Okay. So
प्लीज सॉरी मैं इंटरप्ट कर रही हूँ, ऑल्सो मेंशन यू नो समवेयर कि आपका टारगेट ऑडियंस कौन था। आई थिंक अदनान शुड हैव मेंशन्ड इट टू, और maybe I missed it, but do mention your target audience also, जी।
Okay. Okay, so ma'am, about the Shan Foods campaign, so basically a bit of the background. Shan Foods is over 65 countries since 1981. They offer food spices, and I will be talking about the biryani masala. So with the number of Chinese people resettling in Pakistan for the CPAC project, Shan Foods came up with the idea of food sharing with neighbors as one of the best ways to bring neighbors close to each other. They did this with the collaboration of Ogilvy, India, and Pakistan. They launched a video ad in 2017 for the biryani masala, which shares the message of peace and tolerance among the society. As we all know, we have a very strong belief in rights of neighbors in Islam. So they took forward this idea to make an ad between local people of Pakistan and the Chinese people who are resettling. Next slide, please. Okay, so the objective of this campaign was the effectiveness of the recipes, which means that how easy it is for other people to make the biryani, which is shown in the video as well, that a Chinese woman make a biryani just by looking at the backside of the package, where they have told us the steps how to make a biryani. So the next objective was message of food bringing people closer to each other. As the ad shows, a Chinese girl cooking very delicious biryani with the help of the recipe which comes along the biryani masala. And the later part of the video shows that a girl cooks biryani with enough perfection that everyone loves it, which shows how helpful and detailed the recipes provided along the product are, which also shows in the ad that how they can make a better relation between two nations, especially between Pakistan and China. The ad shows a message of peace and harmony, a positive for the society, as the social aspect of the campaign was to deliver the message of sharing of food as one of the ways to bring people close to each other. Even people from an entirely different country, culture, and race. So through this ad, they show that it's not if you are a Chinese, we don't believe in that. We also believe in other race, other cultures. So talking about the media strategy, they created they created a video ad with a local and Chinese cast. Uh, the video was over 3 minutes long, and they used TV channels as a short commercial, as it was not possible to play the entire video on a TV channel because of the length of the video, which was counted by uploading on the video uh, social platforms, which the uploading of the video on the social networks, mainly YouTube, allowed the viewership from around the globe. The message of the campaign could reach everywhere, and as uh, um, as my results will show that how the message was transferred through social platform. Next slide, please. So about the video creation. So they casted a Chinese woman, which who makes a very good biryani, and they have also shown two cities, mainly Lahore and Karachi, where the shoot took place. Next slide, please. This is a screenshot I took from a video which shows the acceptance of outsider, or you can say how we accept other religions, other cultures, and they have shown that how food can bring people much closer and how easy it is. Next slide, please. Okay, so it is a part of media strategy that they chose very appropriate channels such as Facebook, YouTube, and and Twitter, and the choice of the time slot means that it was launched in 2017 during the holy month. So I think that month is already a very peaceful, which shows that we can share food as well with the concept of iftar. Next slide, please, ma'am. So the channel choices. The choice of the channel by Shan Foods to get the most from the campaign was TV commercial, which was also shared later on the world's most popular video network, YouTube, and other social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter. With the advertisement budget of Shan Foods limited in millions of rupees, it was feasible for the company to opt for playing their ad on different TV channels operating in the country. Then I will be talking about the launching time of the video. The holy month of Ramadan around the corner, and the falling relation with China on the stake is the context of CPAC and other political tensions among world trade giants. Shan Foods not only chose to deliver a strong message but also took the right shot at the right time. They also set up the food tables in Lahore and Karachi. Next slide. Okay, measurement techniques. Global viewership and public opinion on social media, which means that the impact of the campaign can be assessed with the viewership of the ad over different platforms and the public opinion through different channels, such as people talking about the campaign over Facebook and Twitter. Adaptability and culture change means another measurement technique to access the impact of the campaign will be the adaptability and the urge of acceptance of the social and economic change which China brings along with the CPAC. And the other measurement technique was food sharing drive, which happened over Facebook and other social media platforms. And lastly, a global awards and media's opinion. The coverage of the video recorded by the media houses around the globe is another method to access the popularity of the campaign, as they do not allow coverage for every other commercial ad unless something extraordinary has happened. Next slide, please, ma'am. Results. Okay. So the video ad won won the silver award in the FE Awards in 2018 in the annual event of the FE Awards in in Singapore. The win at the FE Awards made the Shan Foods the first Pakistani brand to achieve the milestone, and the appreciation from the general public as a result of the campaign. Shan Foods once again got a lot of appreciation from the general public for such as sentimental messages for the society. People from both countries, China and Pakistan, took the social platforms, both Facebook and Twitter, to express their relations to the video ad. It became a trending topic across the globe as CNN also aired the news of the popularity of the video and appreciated the message conveyed in the video, which got Shan Foods popularity and might got the brand introduced with the Western world, where biryani is a foreign food item except among the Pakistani and India expats. Next slide, please. Yes. About the positive image. In addition to the people watching over the TV, Facebook, and Twitter, more than 200,000 people watched the video over YouTube only in very little time, and this gained Shan Food a wide range of popularity and a positive brand image. Lastly, strengthening of the diplomatic relation with China. The Chinese officials also took a social media to appreciate the idea of Shan Foods. The video sent a very positive message to the world about the positivity and acceptability of the Pakistan community, as is shown in the last part of the video, when the Chinese girl is appreciated, and the entire Pakistani makes her feel like her own home. Next slide, please. Ma'am, this is the a picture of the award which this art campaign earned. Next slide, please. Okay, so the key learnings are significance of the brand image. The advertisement campaign for Shan Foods Private Limited shows us that significance of the brand image and how it can be improved over time. The main objective of the advertisement is not always to boost sales of the company, such as in this case. There are opportunities when the organization's main objective is to send a positive message to the society for paying back to the community. So the advantages of modernized media approach is, if we would have been limited to just a TV commercial, the campaign might not have been that successful. The fact that video went viral over almost every social media website got the Shan Foods the result which they might not even have expected. These were social media platforms that not only saved Shan Foods probably millions of rupees for not advertising on the social media platform themselves, rather letting the people share it with the whole world. That's it, man. Thank you.
जी क्वेश्चंस प्लीज
No, ma'am.
कोशिश करें क्वेश्चंस पूछने की any questions about any part of the campaign
No, ma'am.
all right एसन
जी मैम.
टाइम स्लॉट्स कौन सी थी
मैम ये टाइम स्लॉट्स का ये था कि उन्होंने ये मतलब रमजान में उन्होंने लॉन्च की थी.
right okay do you fully understand what a time slot exactly means
Yes ma'am, I know what it means. ये जो इसके मेन जो थे जो जो मुझे सिर्फ इसका ये टाइम स्लॉट का मुझे जो मैंने अपनी रिसर्च की थी वो ये पता चला था कि इफ्तार से बिल्कुल हाफ एन आवर ये पहले जब हर इंसान की टीवी के आगे मतलब ये बैठ जाता है ना,
जी जी
ये उन्होंने
were they not
ये
using any other time slots आपने I think you mentioned iftar in your presentation as well so
जी
iftar can be identified as a you know like unki that was
जी जी
probably their prime time slot
जी
any other time slot that they had selected was it not advertised any other time during the day in the month of Ramadan
नहीं मैम, ज्यादा फोकस इनका इफ्तार टाइम था क्योंकि उस वक्त हर इंसान ये मतलब ये टीवी के आगे होता।
uh, all right any idea how many times in during iftar time it was released daily and on which channels was it released
मैम इंफॉर्मेशन तो मुझे ओगिलवी से नहीं मिली क्योंकि सिंस सारे ऑफिस के बंद थे, बट मैंने खुद जो अपनी रिसर्च की थी वो बस यही था कि इफ्तार से ये पहले इनके बहुत स्मॉल मतलब ये एड्स आते थे बड़े स्मॉल लेवल पे, क्योंकि वीडियो थी इट्स अराउंड मोर देन 3 मिनट्स,
So
तो
you
वो
think
सिर्फ
that television release budget was not high, was it?
जी मैम, आई डू बिलीव दैट।
Any idea what was the total budget of the campaign?
नो मैम, ये इसका कोई आइडिया नहीं था।
Okay, so did you get the information directly from Ogilvy or did you collect information online?
मैम मैंने सारा ऑनलाइन किया है क्योंकि आई हैव अ फ्रेंड जो ओगिलवी में होता है, लेकिन सिंस ऑफिस से सारे ऑफ हैं तो उसने कहा था कि मैं आपको ये डिटेल उस वक्त दे सकता हूँ जब मतलब हमारा ये सब कुछ ये ओपन हो जाएगा।
All right, so you're saying that the Ogilvy office is not operational at present, right?
सिंस मैम ये मतलब कि जो एड था ये 2017 में था, तो उनको अपनी वो फाइल्स में जाके इसकी पूरी एक वो फाइल निकालनी पड़ेगी फॉर मी।
All right. Okay, fine. उसके अलावा can you explain and try explaining in English what do you exactly mean by adaptability and cultural change?
Ma'am, by this I meant that in Pakistan we all know that Chinese people are moving in a lot of numbers, right? So the adaptability means for the Chinese people that we are welcoming you. You can be just like us. Um, uh, and the culture values we are showing over here is that since Pakistan is not known for a friendly country, so through this ad they were showing the acceptance of the cultures from all around the world.
All right. How did they assess the food sharing drive?
Ma'am, the food sharing drive they access from the Twitter, as many people started like sharing their tweets like मुझे आज शेयर करने को नहीं मिला शान फूड्स, लाइक इस तरह के थे वहां पे।
All right. Okay, thank you. Gee, any other question, anyone? Thank you, Esan.
Okay.
That was nice. That was a good presentation. Gee, Elena, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, ma'am. Okay, so hello, ma'am, and hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So it's me, Elena, and today I'll be presenting on Berger Paint's Truck Art Child Finder campaign. This campaign was done basically to help locate missing children in Pakistan. So, ma'am, next slide, please. Ma'am, your animations are, you have to, press the button, keep pressing the button. So, since the issue is that every year there are over 3,000 children that go missing in Pakistan, and it's a huge issue when it comes to reporting and investigating a missing child campaign, and there are very few resources to locate these missing children in Pakistan. Moreover, it's even harder because the children are dispersed throughout the country to the remotest areas as quickly as they disappear. So, Berger Paints has succeeded in staying at the forefront of Pakistan's paint industry in terms of quality and supplying the paint to the Pakistan. So basically the idea was to fulfill its mission to act as a good corporate citizen, enable them to come up with a unique campaign called Truck Art Child Finder. The brand used the celebrated Pakistani platform of Truck Art to paint missing children on trucks along with a helpline number given by the Roshni Foundation. मैम आप आगे जी. So the idea was to replace the portraits of famous personalities on the back of the trucks that we usually see, and replace them with the portraits of missing children that are dispersed throughout the Pakistan. Next slide, ma'am. So this, ma'am, next slide. So this campaign was made in February 2019, and it was run in the same month and year, and it was done in collaboration with conceptual artist and anthropologist Samar Minallah Khan, and coordinated by Roshni Helpline Foundation, and it was filmed by Saratin Productions, and it was handled by the acclaimed agency BBDO Pakistan. So the channel strategy was, the issue is that the traditional media doesn't reach to the remote areas where these children are dispersed. So what does travel into these parts are goods trucks in remote areas of the country, which is what makes this campaign highly effective in media innovation. Next slide, ma'am. So, and this campaign helped these trucks, turning these trucks into moving billboards that gets the message to distant areas across the country, as you can see here in these pictures as well.
All right, I think you can actually point to the pictures, and if you like, you can talk about what is on the pictures. That would be helpful.
Okay, so ma'am, the pictures are, it's basically here the trucks are moving across the cities and across the distant and the remote areas of Pakistan, and on their backs the pictures of missing children are painted. So this is what these pictures are showing. Next slide, ma'am. So coming to the creative strategy, trucks are usually painted with actors, sportsperson, military chefs, floral patrons, politicians, animal slogans, and the idea was to replace these portraits with with the portraits of missing children. Excuse me, ma'am, in similar style with the helpline number given by Roshni Foundation. So as you can see here as well, yeah, that Shahid Afridi is painted and floral and some actor is painted on the back of the trucks, and they were replaced with the paintings of and portraits of missing children of Pakistan. Yes, ma'am. So, as part of this Child Finder campaign, this was done with conceptual artist and anthropologist, as I told before, who is known as using truck art for social change. And these trucks were driven across Pakistan, including remote parts of the country where regular media coverage is almost non-existent, to help spread awareness about the campaign. So when it comes to the measurements, the Berger Paint's love on social media increased by over 70%, and as compared to previous shares through Berger Paint's page before Truckart Child Finder video, this video's shares increased by 880%. And the average shares per post previously versus this post was 1:10. So, moreover, this campaign won several awards in the year 2019 at AdStars 2019, which is an international advertising festival. This campaign won 2 silver and 8 bronze trophies in range of categories, including design, diverse insights, and art direction craft. Also, this campaign won 2 Leah Silver Awards for the collaborative project with Samar Minallah Khan and Roshni Helpline. Also, this campaign took the world by storm by picking up 4 Cannes Lions at the Cannes International Festival of Creativity, a silver lion in design, a silver lion in industry craft, a bronze lion in PR, and a bronze lion in direct. And this campaign also won a gold Clio and silver Clio at the 60th Clio Awards. This is one of only 5 gold awards awarded to Asia. So the campaign, ma'am, so the campaign resulted. The campaign within the first week of this campaign, 313 calls were received to help to investigate and report about a missing child, and these trucks traveled across Pakistan, and while covering more than 50,000 kilometers, the campaign hotline, which was visible on the trucks, has received over 3,000 excuse me, ma'am, 3,000 calls from more than 40 cities across the Pakistan. So people are now aware of where to report a missing child, which has resulted in several leads. And as a result of these leads, this campaign has helped find 7 missing children in Pakistan. So yeah, so the key in learning is that it's not just about the aesthetics, it was the idea of a billboard on wheels that blends so seamlessly into any local settings. And it's the difference that the campaigns should make. So it's not always about ads or campaigns, but the acts. So any opportunity to the meaningful human rights cause will make a difference in the lives of people. Also, the brand can further continue this campaign in the coming years to help locate more missing children in Pakistan, which will, increase the credibility and value of the brand. Thank you, ma'am. That's it.
Very nice. Very interesting presentation. Gee, anybody has questions about anything?
No, ma'am.
पूछा करेंगे questions. पूछें तो सही questions. All right. So, Elena, I would say when what you can do, basically, I suggest most of the things you have covered. Just tally के channels, measurements, and results जो हैं, they are talking about the same things whenever you finalize your आपका जो draft था ना last वाला. So just make sure that you are covering everything that is mentioned in channels is also uske results you have reported, and whatever you are reporting is also mentioned in channels. ठीक है?
जी ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Very good. एक दूसरे को suggestions दिया करें. I think you should try at least.
मैम ये सजेशन दे दे कि यहाँ तक पहुँचे.
I can understand that.
मैम हम सारों ने एक दूसरे की प्रेजेंटेशंस देखी नहीं.
Mostly, ma'am. Yes.
चलें, that's good. I think sharing is good. Good part is कि आप सबकी presentations एक दूसरे से different हैं. What I like about Elena's presentation कि उसका जो visual work था that was very powerful. आपने अगर note किया तो उसने साइडों पे she created like truck art के design motifs को use किया for making her presentation. So I think it was visually very nice. जी अर्सल.
जी मिस.
Let me mark attendance of the first slot first. अभी कोई ऐसा तो नहीं है जो रह गया या ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहा. बात हुई है आप लोगों की? किसी ने did anyone text you recently?
Yes मैम, हसीब को नहीं, हसीब क्लास ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहा है.
हसीब अभी भी नहीं ज्वाइन कर पा रहा. उसको जरा टेक्स्ट करें कि अटेंडेंस मार्क हो रही है और उसको नया लिंक शेयर करें. आस्क हिम टू ट्राई ज्वाइनिंग द क्लासरूम नाउ.
मैम उसने अभी मैसेज भी किया ग्रुप में कि आई बीन ट्राइंग फॉर अ व्हाइल नाउ, और दोबारा लिंक शेयर कर दो.
नहीं, ये तो मैंने लिंक शेयर किया ना 2-3 दफा. ये मैंने आपके साथ व्हाट्सएप पे भी शेयर किया आप लोगों के साथ. सो आई सजेस्ट कि आप लोग इसको कॉपी पेस्ट कर दें उसको एंड आस्क हिम टू ट्राई यूजिंग इट. ठीक है?
चले मैं दोबारा कर.
ठीक है. अदनान हाशिम, एहसन ताहिर, एलेना, अरसल.
Hello.
जी अस्मा.
Ma'am, present, sorry.
फैसल.
Present, ma'am.
हसीब.
Present.
मदीहा present.
जी मदीहा. मोहम्मद हफीज.
Present मैम.
अम्मार.
यस मैम.
काजिम.
Present, ma'am.
नौरेज. जिशान.
प्रेजेंट मैम.
मुजना. जी मुजना.
Muzna is present.
रुबाब.
Present.
सानिया.
Present.
सऊद. शारफा.
Present, ma'am.
और शहीर.
Ma'am, I don't know if he's getting messages in the group.
शुमाइला.
Present, ma'am.
सुंदस.
Present.
नवाजिश, तूबा,
Present, ma'am.
जहरा, जहरा एंड जमरा.
मैम ज़ारा यहीं थी अभी, किधर गई
Present.
ज़ारा?
ऑल राइट, जमरा.
दायरा इधर ही है, जमरा भी इधर ही है।
ऑल राइट.
Present.
चले, मैंने इन दोनों की तो लगा दी, लेकिन शहीर किसकी एब्सेंट लग गई? शहीर की लग गई एब्सेंट प्रोबेबली. और नवाजिश अभी तक आया नहीं है. ऑल राइट. ओके, लेट्स गो बैक टू दिस प्रेजेंटेशन. जी अर्सल.
अरसल का माइक ऑफ है. अरसल ब्रो.
हेलो
जी अर्सल. जी हेलो, वी कैन हियर यू.
जी मिस. जी 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 since we all know that K&N's brand has been excelled in poultry for like over 55 years, with know-how in every aspect of poultry production, ranging from poultry breeding and feed milling to growing and processing of chickens, and on to production of premium chicken products. So for Miss, आप next slide खोलेंगे please. Like introduction. Yeah. So for over 55 years, K&N's has remained true to its reason to exist of providing better nutrition through healthy chicken and happiness of people, and is now a favorite brand of millions of people in Pakistan. So the next is our communication strategy. So the context where are we in line with our vision to be the best FMCG company, emerging social media influencers as a new reference, health debate impacting on brands perception, global agenda building on recycling issue. And the objectives what KNNs have are like protecting and enhancing our reputation, establish KNNs as a trusted advisor to the regulators, position KNNs as a regional powerhouse. Next is the roadmap of Canes. How are they gonna get there? So first they have to build the trust with KOLs through key effective communications. KOLs are like key opinion leaders. So building trust with their key opinion leaders through effective communications. And next is they have to be better aligned. They must have a better aligned system strategy, and then they should build the KNN's narrative internally and externally. And they must have the ability to influence decision making by utilizing media. And the benefits of all of these activity is just increased trust with the stakeholders. Next is the image building campaign for Canaans, which I choose was the smart cooking app, which Canaans introduced in August 2018, and which created a boom in the market, to be very honest, because in Pakistan, before that, there wasn't any such app through which you can cook and you can get easily recipes from there. And within few minutes, you can prepare your meal. So the marketing program is founded on several pillars, including price, product, promotion, place, packaging, etc. By physical evidence, we imply the three features: approachable, large organization, and multinational. The main focus of this app was on the children, the working women, and those who are residing in hostels, and basically, those who can't cook or doesn't know how to cook their meals. So this was the best alternative that they could get to maybe eat a healthy meal within few minutes. So the next is, however, instead of amalgamating all these necessary contents, the company released all in one app, which offered amazing discounts, offers, and vouchers as well. Like if you are gonna download the app, you must get some sort of voucher and or like gift from the Canaans. So that was a great impact towards the customer. The recipes introduced by the Canaans are based on smart cooking. So you have to buy the product of Canaans, and then you are gonna download the app, and then it's gonna be very easy for you to cook anything you want to cook basically. The smart cooking app, which manufactures products in ways such that they can be cooked instantly, making Canaans the optimal choice of consumers. and delivery service and availability of all products among features are now offered in the app. Now you can also order your food, like whatever you wanna order from that app, and then you're gonna read the recipe, and then you're gonna cook within few minutes, like within no time. The main aim behind creating the app was to offer the convenience to the customer. The only thing that Cairns kept in their mind while they were launching this app was only the convenience to the customers, and that actually created a really wow factor among customers and those who otherwise have to visit outlets to buy the products they wish to. All right. So the next is currently both Android and iOS versions of the apps are available on the respective stores. Because Cairns is the only brand in Pakistan which does offer this smart cooking app. Because if you look for like if you're looking for the smart cooking app worldwide, so there are only two apps which are operating. One is Heston Q, and the second is Cheflin, and they both are operating globally, not for only Pakistan. The next is the business and marketing objectives for this app or the cadence. Since the market, because since we all know the market is an ever evolving pattern, resultantly working communities now struggle with possibilities for their meals, which are the hygiene trend and the organic trend which is evolving in the market. So this was the best alternative they could get for that. In addition to requiring healthy alternatives for daily consumption, they are also looking for these options to be cheaper alternatives to the ones currently available in the market. Let's suppose if you're going to buy a meal for like 1,000 or 1,500 rupees from a restaurant, so alternative to that, Cairns is offering you like 500 or 600 rupees box, and you're gonna cook anything at your home like within no time. The smart cooking app was made available in August 2018. That was the second quarter of the year, and that was right before Ramzan, I guess. And it has more than 50,000 downloads. Surprisingly, Cadence stands out to be the sole manufacturer to launch an app, and this above image which I have shown like after this slide shows the average reach made by the post over a time period until the quite recently, and it analyzing effect had been a difficult task. But these platforms are introducing no ma'am, like I've shown a graph in the I guess seventh or eighth slide. Yeah. So these platforms are introducing ever-changing mechanisms that make them easy to use. Next is like they are going to they'll invest in social media. So the Cadence is present on social media, and like personal profiles have been made and used for the purpose of external communication, and they were very clear on their social media footprints. They introduce real-time digital tools to enhance reach and have a better communication. They like as you can see, they are available on Instagram, Facebook, Google, Twitter, YouTube, like everywhere on the social media as well. So the setting Canaan's food unified external voice was the last in the social media. And the next is their media engagement. Uh, yeah. So like in media engagement, as you can see, like I have mentioned below, like it's Q3 2018 and it's Q4 2018. Since as I told you before, like the app was introduced in the second quarter of the year, like Q2 to 2018, and these are the activities which were done by Cadence in Q3 and Q4, like third quarter of the year and fourth quarter of the year, like after the launch of the app. So after once they launched the apps, they made sure like they should establish and build direct relationship with key media personnel and journalists, so that the app must get like a good word of mouth. And then the key stakeholders were media house owner and print electronic media journalists, because social media is not only the place from where you can where they could market their app. So it was evolving everywhere, like on the print media as well, like media houses. And then the proposed outcome which KNX was proposing, like it was direct contact established with will allow journalists to reach out to KNX Foods, our team, to verify any news before publishing it, thus reducing the chances of bad or wrong publication of any news against KNX Foods Pakistan. So this was the proposed outcome. And the next is key focus areas were like they should have a positive image building and leveraging the social media through bloggers and influencers. As I told you, like this was not only the reason. And the next is measurements. To measure the effectiveness of the campaign, the performance for your post tab specifically states people reached, reactions, comments, and shares for the said post. It also shows if any negative feedback received, which is shown by the number of people who hit posts or ended up reporting the page. So this is the graph which I was telling you before. Like it was the organic reach within the first 2 or 3 days for that app. Like eventually that app was that app had like around 50,000 downloads, but this was the reach when they then when they just created the app. And the next is key learnings. The learnings which I have come through this project was that the results exhibits that through although Facebook interest does now not extensively affect income directly for the app campaign, it has an effect on the cost to buy. So a clean connection to sales can be observed. In addition to presenting deeper know-how to the fee of social media and an enterprise case for continued funding, the effects gave RB perception into how to use Facebook greater efficiently inside the market and blend consistent with the part of the course to purchase the campaign is asking to influence. So this evaluation suggests that every so often a slightly different method to dimension can provide canons with realistic and robust results. I think that's applicable for everywhere. And in today's fast-moving world, more people are found to be careful about the products they consume. Since, as I told you before, like people are going towards the hygienic and organic things, so everybody is conscious these days that what are they going to eat in their meal, like in the next meal. So they prefer easy to use and quick to serve products in their meals. Since KNN has changed the dynamics wholly by launching the e-kitchen based store, the positive trend in results is prevalent. Thank you.
G questions.
No, ma'am.
All right. आपसे मेरा एक question है Arsil. Why is it is this a corporate campaign or just KNN's image building activities? It says on the title.
No, ma'am. Actually, I just thought this was the image building campaign. This must be the image building campaign for the Canaans because the app which I have mentioned, it was only launched by Canaans and it was for the good of the customers.
I was thinking you're talking about app, right? And you're also talking about e-kitchen. So in that case, I think you need to change title of the presentation. आप इसको readjust करें. Maybe just go back and see, like where is your focus? Because when you started presenting in the start, I was thinking that like looking at this part, I wanted to know, okay, why is it saying our communication strategy here? I mean, if you were actually working for the client himself, you would go for our. But
no, because I was I was mentioning myself as our communication strategy because I thought that I am introducing this app to the class or to you, so that's why maybe
right, okay.
I mentioned
Because
our, but I'm gonna update it.
So that's fine. I'm only suggesting कि आप इसका try changing the title because you were talking about e-kitchen and a specific app. So probably the title should actually focus on that, and Baki, you can look at the samples in Google Classroom and see how titles are framed. So you need to change, make slight changes to the title.
Sure.
Right? When you were presenting this part, I thought it's too broad, in the sense you were talking about KNN, right? You were not talking about a specific product of KNN. You were not talking about Sikh kebab or thunder filet or like nuggets, etc. You were talking about any other product of KNN. So basically, by this, you were not talking about a specific brand. So that's why I'm asking that it was a corporate campaign. It sounded like a corporate campaign because you were talking about everything. And then you started talking about a particular app and also e-kitchen. So I thought, you may need to make slight changes here and there. So everything focuses on that particular e-kitchen and particular app, right? So we can say that your case study is about that particular
Sure.
app and e-kitchen, right?
Sure.
You understand? I'm suggesting for your case study, you focus on
जी जी
just
जी
the
miss.
app and e-kitchen, ठीक है? Just the app and
Sure
e-kitchen,
miss. Done.
right? For the final
Follow it.
version, just the app and e-kitchen. It looks like a good
Done. Done.
presentation, but for the final, just focus on those two elements, ठीक है?
Done miss.
Okay,
Done miss. Done.
all right. Thank
Thank you.
you. Anybody, any question?
Thank you.
जी, किसी का
No
कोई
ma'am.
question है? No question. All right. It was a good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you miss. Thank you.
Asma,
Yes, ma'am.
are you ready?
Apparently. Should I start?
जी, you can start. जी.
Okay. So the topic of my presentation is Halib Food transform its brand identity. That was in year 2017. So coming to the marketing context, Halib Foods Limited, previously Chaudhry Dairy Limited, is one of the prestigious brands in Pakistan since 1984. Halib milk was one of the first product launch in it which was its USP, the thickest milk. From being the pioneer of dairy industries in Pakistan to be the market leader of ultra high treatment USG milk, Halib market share started fluctuating after 2006. The drift was due to aggressive marketing from the Nestle milk pack, followed by Allbirds. They did multiple efforts to regain their market position by introducing new brand, Grow or that's another drinking milk in 2017, and other brands like Dairy Queen. By 2017, Halib milk market share dropped to 2%. In this year, they took another plunge and unveiled new corporate logo and website. As a part of company's investment in customer-focused digital channels, Halib revamped website was a long-term initiative that would help consumer to navigate through the entire portfolio of Halib brands. Since then, their entire marketing and sale has been through digital media, for example, Facebook, Instagram, and other websites. Their business and marketing objectives were new marketing strategies follows with the aim brand recall and improve its image as the brand already existed. The objectives were to promote the brand as much as possible as it had been away from the limelight since long. The role of communication was to position Halib Food as an up-to-date company with new launch of brand like Flava, that's a flavored milk. Research uncovered that market share had already been divided between Nestle and Anglo Foods. Halib Food had to give the user website interface experience so that they could attract the maximum audience. Rather than relying on any specific PR and promotional campaign, they were looking to measure the effectiveness of each part across the 12 months. That's the whole year. So this was their website outlook, which they introduced. Channel choice and target audience. Consumer of dairy and related products are usually of all age groups apart from infants, which usually start off at one go. However, the company had...
Asma,
Yes, ma'am.
sorry, I'm interrupting. I just want to know कि आपका कौन सा slide है? Is it slide 4 or 5?
5.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So I was telling you the channel choice and target audience. Since dairy and dairy products are used by every age group, apart from people who are lactose intolerant or the infants. However, the company had to target people who were internet user in specific, as they wanted them to visit their website. In addition to that, they collaborated with different events to achieve their goal. They used conventional medium like TV and radio as well. Flexes and open stall and university events were also a part of their channel. The target audience in general include 20 years old male and female, since they are the one who usually purchase milk for the daily use. The customer to be these are the customers which usually go to the grocery store or buy online from the website. Next slide, please. The creative strategy started off with many campaigns, which was also Halib is safe. Actually, they wanted to reassure in the minds of the consumer that Halib is a safe milk. They endorsed Zeba Bakhtiar for this campaign as well. They also did collaboration with or partnered with Despicable Me 3 in order to gain maximum mileage on their digital platform. A Facebook campaign was launched, contests were conducted, and free tickets were given as a reward, hence managing to grab the attention of 15,000 fans. And about the Zeva Bakhtiar campaign, the milk credibility and safety was actually promoted through this campaign. There were two TVC testimonials by her in which the consumer were redirected to what Halib's basic aim was to provide milk which is safe. There was a Ramadan special edition pack, which with price reduction. BTL marketing campaign was launched to support this new price point and packaging. The song Kun Faya Kun rights were bought for it, and this campaign actually was very much famous on YouTube and Facebook, and it was over 55,000 views were could be seen through this campaign. They also participated in Ramzan Bazaar for the first time in the year, and the aim of that activity was to create brand awareness, capitalize the market potential, and maximize sales of Halif products. Other testing trials and engaging activities they initiated in 2017 was Mother Day Contest, Champion Trophy Contest, mosque and hotel iftar activity. That year, they also sponsored NCA Welcome Festival and Raval Expo Center as an effort to interact with potential consumer and educate them on their products. The results and benefits, not only have the followers on social media increased to about 1,500 with every campaign, sales increased to 60% since quarter of 2017. Flour, that was their flavored milk, also achieved more than 100% of its volume target in the first initial phase. The website landing of customers went considerably noticed. They managed to fill in their losses from previous years, and on page that year was a successful run for them. Key learning. Results shows that people can be persuaded to good again, provided the quality is maintained. Research showed that sometimes it is necessary to try multiple things so that the brand recall stays in people's mind. Since the brand realized that digital medium was a better option to promote their business and to conduct the sale, as well as they continued to run new campaign on their social media pages, that is Facebook and Instagram. Their product purchasing channel has shifted to websites like the Raza. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
G, questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Asma,
Yes, ma'am.
are you sure all of the channels that you have talked about mentioned here, the channels that whose results you reported?
Yes, ma'am. I did mention the flexes and the TV and the like most of them I have. I will go through again if I've missed any, and I'll add it up.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Good presentation. Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
जी फैसल, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
मैम एक सवाल है आपसे
जी जी बताइए. जी 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 एसन.
जो आपने हमें फीडबैक दिया प्रेजेंटेशंस में, तो हमने मिड टर्म के लिए तो प्रेजेंटेशंस नहीं देनी ना.
Presentations would be marked. I will need papers for like final draft of papers for the midterm. So it's extremely important कि आप you improve it as much as you can. ठीक है? So
ठीक है, लेकिन आपको ये पावर पॉइंट तो नहीं चाहिए ना अब दोबारा.
नहीं, I won't need the PowerPoint again. I will just need a paper submitted, like जिसको originally you were submitting papers with properly designed in properly designed format and text. Improve the text as much as you can. ठीक है?
Now, one more question. We just want to ask the feedback you've already given on our previous draft. हम उसको सारा करके and फिर आपको like भेज दें, because since आपने कहा था कि presentation तो आप पिछले वाले पे बना लो and then improve it. So आज आपने जो feedback दिया उसको हम दोबारा से सारा करके reevaluate और फिर आपको submit करा दें, right?
Some of the students improved their presentations on the basis of the feedback given earlier. So some of them, I understand, have only used their earlier drafts for making the PowerPoint presentation. So I suggest कि for the midterm, suggestion मेरी यही है कि आप लोग maximum, I have given you feedback twice. I have given you feedback on your presentations and I have given you feedback on your first draft of papers. So for midterm, I only suggest कि दोनों feedback को देखें and make your best, whatever best you can do. उसको incorporate कर लें for writing your final draft of the case study. ठीक है?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very nice. जी Faisal.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So I'll be presenting on Dastak, and the topic that I chose is local FMCG brand uses social media to make their brand actually a household name. So let's talk about the market context. Next slide. So actually, Dastak cooking oil is actually a product of Unity Food, which is launched in 2018. The brand main focus is to get recognition as it is a new brand and they are competing with competing in a market where our giants like Sufi Dalda and Kashmir cooking oil actually exists. So as a new entrant, the main challenge for Dastak is to create awareness. Ma'am, abhi piche. So create awareness about their product. So if we talk about the target market, next ma'am. Next. So if we talk about the target market, so the primary target audience that Dastak has is housewives aged 25 and above, and the secondary target market is male that are aged 35 and above. So the communication objective of Dastak was to make people recall their brand whenever they are purchasing cooking oil. So let's talk about the business objectives. So a new marketing strategy should be devised aiming to generating awareness about Dastak cooking oil. Because if we're talking about edible oil category, if people do not recall Dastak that it exists, they will not purchase it. And as a new entrant in the market, Dastak couldn't compete in terms of distribution and supply chain. So the only way to which they can compete was to generate sales through sales promotion, which is not so good for all our sales value. So what brand need actually is a pull promotion strategy in which customer demand the product from retailers. Dastak need to give people a reason to buy their product. So they launched their first TVC in which they targeted the young girl, and they want to position themselves right in the subconscious mind of the consumer. But on the World Food Day 2019, Dastak actually launches a social media campaign in which they focus on reducing the food wastage by using the hashtag split the plate. So let's come to the channel choice. So actually, Facebook was used as a communication media.
Please, thoda sa, can you try explaining what this idea split the plate means?
Ma'am, I'll explain in the creative strategy.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, so Facebook was used as a communication medium to run this campaign. And the reason behind using Facebook is that brands want to engage with their consumers. They want their consumer to react and share their social cause. They also want to take advantage of trending hashtag on World Food Day. So if we talk about the creative strategy, so the whole idea was to connect with the consumer and grab their attention, and also to give them a reason to choose Dastak over other brands. And for that purpose, they use this cause marketing strategy. And what a cause marketing strategy is actually a brand apply a dual marketing strategy in which the purpose is to increase the profitability and also doing something better for the society. And the reason behind the user's cost marketing strategy is because a global study shows that 91% of the millennial consumers said that they would likely switch to a brand that supports the good cause for no change in price of the quality. And if we talk about the campaign specifically, split the plate idea, it's actually an idea that can be understood anywhere in the world with the aid of the language, because it is actually showing us that consume less, which really shows that the brand care for the cause, and it also make it clutter breaking. So measurements, ma'am, although it is very difficult to measure the social media campaign for the FMC brand, because there are a lot of other things going on like promotional campaign and or TVC's advertisement. But if we specifically talk about this, so at that time no advertisement campaign was running. So the effectiveness of this campaign can be measured by the engagement rate of consumers. So the more, and that's what actually this campaign meant to be, to engage with the consumers. So the more consumer engage with it, the larger impact it has on sales. So actually the campaign has actually 3 million plus view on Facebook. And if we measure the campaign engagement rate through reach, so it has reached to 10.5%, which is a huge number. And normally campaigns have a engagement rate of around 4 to 5%. But this really shows that the campaign hits. And if we talk about the engagement rate by views, then 5.5% of the people reacted on Facebook while viewing this campaign. So this ad is also listed as a top 5 ad by Aurora. Next, ma'am. So the result actually clearly shows us the power of the advertisement. With the right content delivered at the right time, can really make a difference and lift brand love and sales. Thank you.
G, questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Faisal, आपने यहाँ पे you are saying that it's difficult to measure the effectiveness of social media campaign, right?
Yes, ma'am.
While here you are reporting results of social media campaign.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am, actually, I'm talking about in measurements the results, the sales impact, because we cannot calculate the total sales impact on just because of the social media campaign. That's what I'm talking about.
Was cooking oil their first product they launched in the market?
Yes.
And all these results are actually about the cooking oil campaign?
Yes, ma'am. It's actually about that's the cooking oil.
That's the cooking oil. So why does it not say that's the cooking oil here?
Ma'am, I'll edit it.
Are all of these images about the Dastan cooking oil? These are different packings of the cooking oil, right? And it looks like Banaspati in the middle. And the other these two here, and the one on the left side and 2 on the right side look like cooking oil packings, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you need to think that if this case study is about Dastak cooking oil in particular, because FMCG brand Dastak जो है उसको it looks like कि आप you are talking about launch of a few different products at the start, while most of the presentation actually talks about Dastak cooking oil, right? So I think just focus on the cooking oil, how it was launched, and make sure that from beginning to end you are talking about how the cooking oil was launched, right? Or
okay.
And you know, on the right side you have, I can understand this is probably a downloaded image, but when you start discussing measurements here and start discussing results here, just try to see how the measurements were reported in the case studies we were looking at. I think we were looking at graphs in various case studies we discussed in classroom, right? and try to see if you can create a graph for measurements and results for measurements. So I would suggest that while writing your final draft, just consult some of the case studies uploaded in Google Classroom and improve it as much as you can. ठीक है?
Yes, okay, ma'am.
All right, good presentation, thank you. यहाँ पे आपने कहा है the top 5 TVCs of 2019, right? So I can understand that they were posting TVCs on social media, were they?
मैम इस एक्चुअली ये बिल्कुल सोशल मीडिया कैंपेन थी, बाकी न्यूज़ चैनल ने लाइक वो अर्न मीडिया था एक्चुअली, जो कि न्यूज़ चैनल ने इस कैंपेन को न्यूज़ में लाइक बताया था, क्योंकि ये वायरल थी तब.
Viral tha. So I would suggest while writing your final draft, if you can talk about a bit of earned media and other form of media, जो भी है, just उसको make it better. I think it's good at present, but make it better. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
So okay, thank you. जी हसीब.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
मैम अगर ऐसा हो जाए कि किसी ने एक पे की और दूसरे क्लासमेट ने भी उसी पे कर ली हो तो कोई इशू तो नहीं है ना?
I think there were only 2 people. This पे दस्तक पे there were 2 presentations, but there is some difference. So your content, your essays should be very different from each other basically. दस्तक की I know कि there were 2 presentations. Gul Ahmed की there was only 1 presentation. दस्तक की both presentations were different from each other. So that's why मैंने उनको अभी तक कुछ कहा नहीं. I did ask them why they have similar topics. What I'll do, I'll post everybody's topic in Google Classroom, right? And I will also check कि किसकी presentation मुझे पहले receive हुई थी. Okay? So for the final, आप लोगों को you have to assure कि आपकी कोई किसी किस्म की similarity नहीं है. दस्तक के लोगों से I have no problem. जी.
मिस मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि अगर हमने जो ये बेसिकली जो चेंजेस आपने गए थे उसके हिसाब से हमने रीसबमिट की थी तो उसकी सबमिशन डेट फिर चेंज हो जाती है ना, जैसे कैसे आप इवैल्यूएट करेंगे कि किसकी पहले आई थी या किसकी बाद में आई थी?
मैम आपने पहले नहीं बताया था कि रिपीट नहीं हो सकती, अब हमें तो नहीं पता था रिपीट हो
ये तो देखे ना, वो हमें फिर पूरी एक प्रेजेंटेशन फिर से बनानी पड़ेगी और सारा वो फिर से करना पड़ेगा हमें, तो इस
कौन
चीज
बोल
के
रहा है?
बारे में
पहले नाम बताएं.
मैं अभी
हसीब और दूसरी किसकी है गुल अहमद पे?
नोरेज.
हाँ, गुल अहमद नोरेज. ऑल राइट, मैं आप दोनों की प्रेजेंटेशंस देखूंगी, बट आई एम टेलिंग यू कि आप दोनों के का जो कंटेंट है इट कैन नॉट बी सिमिलर. आई ऑलरेडी सेड कि दस्तक की मैंने दोनों प्रेजेंटेशंस देखी थी, दे वर वे डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ईच अदर, तो दैट्स व्हाई आई डिड नॉट से एनीथिंग टू द 2 स्टूडेंट्स. अब आप
मैम देखें, आपने पहले हमें जब फीडबैक दिया था तो उसमें ऑलमोस्ट मुझे वो सही नहीं लग रही थी, तो मैंने अपनी तरफ से वो रिजेक्ट करके मैंने एक और केस स्टडी तैयार की है.
ये
तो अब अगर इस जी मैम, अगर इस बेस पे आप दोबारा से
आपको अपना पहले ही टॉपिक को रिटेन करना पड़ेगा प्लीज. आप
कौन सा मैम?
जो भी आपका, मैं अभी देखूंगी ना गूगल क्लासरूम में,
तो डिफरेंट ही होगा.
यू कैन स्पीक टू मी सेपरेट.
मैम कंटेंट तो दोनों का डिफरेंट होगा, ऑब्वियसली हमने साथ बैठ के तो नहीं बनाई.
अच्छा, हम अभी उसको डिस्कस नहीं कर सकते ना. आई हैव टू सी योर वर्क टू कमेंट. आई
ये तो प्रेजेंट करने
आई सेड के दस्तक की दो सबमिशंस थी and they were way different from each other, so that's the reason I only asked them why their topics are similar, because I thought कि उनकी में similarity ना हो, but when I read them I realized कि दोनों की presentations में काफी फर्क था, right? दोनों के काम में फर्क था, so that's why I did not say anything to the 2 students. अब जो जहाँ तक नौरेस का है और हसीब का, let's have Hasib's presentation. I would look at Nore's work. Nore's, you may have to change yours probably the 3rd time. आपका I have to look at your work to give you a comment कि आप उसको क्या करेंगे, ठीक है? We can't continue discussing this issue right now. I have to see your work in Google Classroom. I'll look at assignment 1, I'll look at presentations, and then I'll tell you what to do, ठीक है? Okay, Hasib, I think you should start your presentation.
Okay, miss. So basically, my presentation is on Gul Ahmed. Just going through a brief history of Gul Ahmed is it's a textile mill which was founded on actually today, April 1st, 1953. They sell clothing and their retail stores are called Ideas through by Gul Ahmed. There are 40 retail stores. So basically, their campaign was "Main Perfect," which was basically showing how uh, how basically they're focusing on different issues in society and how women overcome those issues, particularly women in this. All the imperfections or all the problems that people deal with on a day-to-day basis, and then they have to move forward with that. So they were trying to make people comfortable with this concept of being comfortable with your imperfections. Next slide, please. So this was a new concept because basically sorry, this was a new concept for Gul Ahmed or anyone in the particular industry because basically in the past they only had ads which showed okay they have a new lawn collection and people are dancing and everything. So basically this focused on a completely new way of presenting their lawn because or their spring collection because it focused on actual issues in the society, which generated a lot of attention to people because it was a new concept. People weren't used to this. They actually discussed, in the video or the TVC, there's a girl who's talking about her hair and she's not comfortable with her hair, but she's still getting ready and getting dressed and going out. Or there's someone who's not comfortable with their skin tone or all the issues that people currently face in Pakistan, or being too dark, or being too tall, being too short, or anything like that. So basically, their whole concept was to create awareness on this issue, and then therefore, obviously, lead to sales and mainly attract attention. So their campaign attracts attention, and then people start talking about Gul Ahmed, which did happen. Their channel choice. Next slide. The channel choice was basically they had a TVC and social media posts, and social media they weren't that active on it, but as compared to the TVC and also the posters and billboards that they ended up launching. Next. So yeah, their creative strategy was, as I mentioned before, that they were looking beyond the traditional views and how to go about it. People still complain within these ads that they use models even to show their imperfections, but they just wanted to show within this ad that, okay, even models or even people that models who are perceived in public as to be perfect or beautiful, even they deal with imperfections and even they go through certain things like that. One more thing in the previous slide. So this particular ad focuses on the golden compass theory, which shows that companies, which shows that people don't buy the products based on like what the companies do, but why they do it. So there has to be a strong message behind the company. So basically, their main focus was on why they do it. So they use this concept to put out an image or put out a ad in the market or a campaign basically to show the theory or to show the concept behind Gul Ahmed instead of just presenting clothes, and they wanted to focus more on the societal issues. This campaign appealed to a wide audience and was very repetitive on all kinds of different channels. The main thing that I want to talk about is on YouTube. A company called 7ad posted it, and it reached about 243,000 views. It's very high for this campaign, and therefore I think the campaign was successful, and as it generated a different type of message and had engagements. Thank you.
G questions?
मैम इसके बाद नोरेज की ले लें फिर हम सवाल पूछेंगे.
आप ये कह रहे हैं कि इसकी और नोरेस की एक जैसी है इसलिए उसकी प्रेजेंटेशन ले लूं?
इस तरह पर शानिया और फैसल की भी गड्डी
नहीं, एक जैसी नहीं है, काफी डिफरेंस है.
All
हाँ
right.
डिफरेंस है मैं सपोज के
ऑब्वियसली
जब टाइम
डिफरेंस
आएगा
होता है
All
मैं
right.
कर देता हूँ अगर मैम करनी है
All
तो
right, Hasib, please, आप
जी
इसमें, if you look at the samples in Google Classroom, you'll see there were some graphs in some of the presentations जो samples पड़ी हुई हैं वहाँ पे. So
जी मैम
I suggest कि आप इसके use these figures to create a graph. उसमें
ओके
mention Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. and see के how it behaves. ठीक है? So I think it would be interesting to see some of these uh, in that form. और I hope कि यहाँ पे it says posters, billboards also. So in terms of measurements and results, I think you just need to add uh, billboard reach, posters reach, etc. If you can find something, right?
ठीक
Some
ठीक
of you were talking about, like कुछ लोगों में से आपने से mentioned soft news, like social media से campaign became viral and newspapers and other magazines started reporting about it. So I think if you have any figures about that also, तो उसको भी include कर लें. What further gains the campaign achieved, ठीक है?
ओके
All right, thank you.
थैंक यू
Okay, Madiha, are you here?
Yeah, ma'am.
All right, Jean.
My presentation is about breast cancer. We will identify, how many women got awareness from digital media about breast cancer self-screening. So the sponsors of this campaign, ma'am, I can see the whole page. Yeah, the sponsor were Allied Bank. The back page, last one. Yeah, the sponsors of this campaign was Allied Bank, Festival Bank, Total, and Rose Petal, and Packages, and many more. So move to the next slide. Okay, executive summary of this campaign is October is marked as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Pakistan, all over the world. And in this month, many organizations and governments try to increase attention and encouragement. Should I start? Okay. So October is marked as the Breast Cancer Awareness Month all over the world, and government and many health organizations try to increase attention towards encouragement of the awareness and early detection and treatment, as well as calming of the disease. Breast cancer is the most common disease overall the world among women, and it is the second highest reason of the death. For the women, who are suffering with cancer. So the health organizations feel that if we examine and we do self-screening on time, it can reduce the risk of death. And can we move to the next slide? Okay, market context of this campaign and objective is the Shaukat Khanum Hospital launched this campaign, and he's making good efforts to aware about cancer disease. Specifically, if we talk about this campaign, this is about breast cancer. And the breast cancer overall in Pakistan, it is estimated that each year more than 83,000 cases of the breast cancer are reported in Pakistan. Nearly 40,000 women die due to this fatal disease. Early breast cancer detection can help to start time-appropriate treatment. In Pakistan, 1 out of 9 women are expected to suffer from the disease at any point in their lives, and about 77% of aggressive breast cancer occurred in women 50 years old age. But if diagnosed early, survival rates can approach 90%. Death in breast cancer can be prevented in 1/3 of the women if routine mammography is done in women over 50 years old age. Therefore, a short
breast examination can prevent this cancer and protect women from the most horrifying disease. Campaign objective was to make women conscious about their health and remind them to spare 5 minutes can save their life from a big loss. Next slide. So, insight of, and strategy of this campaign was creative brief was to create awareness among ladies to self-examination for take initial checkup from a doctor if there is any sign visible related to breast cancer. Insight was based on the social and health influences in Pakistan because of conservative and religious beliefs. Ladies hesitate to talk about breast cancer publicly and result increased mortality in Pakistan. Furthermore, women are reluctant to go to the male doctors for an opinion. And the second reason was information on breast cancer and incompetent health care system. Self-examination not only can help early diagnosis and less expensive treatment, also increase the chances of survival. On the parallel, it helps to empower women. Campaign was categorized to make women conscious and aware about breast cancer, either she is housewife or working lady. Okay. The creative media implementations was, slogan of the campaign was to chalo aaj se irada kare, 5 minutes apne naam kare. Basically, they have supported the 5 minutes for the self-examination in daily routine. Every sector of the woman can spare 5 minutes every day to self-examine their breast cancer signs. 5 minutes for campaign launch on TV, radio, and every other social web channel, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. All communication mediums are in reach to all kind of social setups. They arrange many female-oriented morning and talk shows for the specific awareness. 5 minutes for me, cast of the campaign was famous, highly paid models and actresses of the Pakistan. Through this, though they have played TVC on all big channels, on the parallel, they equally emphasized on the digital channels. Next slide, please. Okay. There are some activities they have done related to this specific campaign. The on TV, they have launched 60 to 30-second TVCs. On website, they have created e-pamphlet in Urdu and English. TVCs and social media links are available on Shaukat Khanum website. And the social media presence on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And printed materials, they also distributed in every school and in every health related places. And they have conducted many seminars in schools, colleges, and universities. And some PR activities, like they have arranged, they have created a pink tea party and group of, they have suggested many people that they can arrange pink tea parties at their own. And as a host, they can call people and colleagues to aware this about this social cause. And people can post their photos on Instagram, hashtag with the pink tea, and they can get kits containing breast cancer information material. And YouTube, they have Shaukat Khanum, they have their own channel. They have uploaded this video on Shaukat Khanum too. The next slide. Okay, these are the visuals they have created for this campaign. They took, screen is not clear because of maybe internet. Okay, there are some visuals. There are some pamphlet photos and pink tea party invitation card, and there are some press ads and banners which were used on the website and other channels. Next video. Okay, here are some screenshots of the social media channels like YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. We can read the next exact figures of the followership on next slide. I guess this is repeating. Can we move to the next slide? Okay. If we calculate overall impact of the awareness, specifically digital campaign through the number of followers, likes, and subscription individually, like on Instagram, they have 148K followership, and Facebook they have almost 42. I don't know what is it is like in lakhs. I mean, of course, it is 428K, something like this. And in Twitter, they had 224.5K followers. And on channel, they have 7.51 subscriptions. And specifically, if we talk about this TVC, which is related to this campaign, they have almost, there were 2 or 3 links, and they have many different numbers of the viewership. So what I have looked at was the biggest one, 492 views for this video, specifically on YouTube. Otherwise, they have this link on Instagram. Obviously, okay. Okay, results. The core objective of the campaign was to give knowledge about the breast cancer, and on the other side, make ladies conscious about self-screening, which can help facing big health risks against negligence. To measure the outcome of 5 minutes, for me, success for the breast cancer knowledge and attitude is in terms of early breast cancer detection. This is imaginative survey from the different hospitals and medical centers, reports of the biopsy proven stage 1 breast cancer. Patients from the stage 1 breast cancer patients were calculated in all age groups. In absolutely numbers and as percentage, the total number of women aged below 40 years aged, 1 patient were calculated. There was a slow trend towards improvement in early diagnosis of the breast cancer, which increased by the time. Okay. The learnings, what we learned, the results which we got from the social web channels are obvious that web-oriented knowledge is more fast and big in numbers to get followed. Through Instagram, Facebook, women can get direct knowledge about self-examination with privacy. So social media works better than print or television. That is it, ma'am.
जी, questions?
No, ma'am.
मैम सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन कोई बात नहीं रहने
जी, अस्मा.
मैम एक्चुअली जस्ट वांटेड टू आस्क could we have taken this kind of case study like breast cancer के तौर पे there was no brand actually.
What do you mean?
As in, like, breast cancer was a cause, right? And there was no brand. Since our case study was
behind. Excuse me, sir. Behind this campaign,
it's a campaign. Ji, Wajiha, please try answering. Ji.
Yeah, because they through this campaign they have created awareness, and when they have created many seminars and conferences, and they created
Madhya, I get it. I just wanted to ask: is there a brand which initiated this like breast cancer wala?
Or is this initiated by government?
Yeah, that's what.
This is created by Shaukat Khanam. I have mentioned that this campaign is from Shaukat Khanam, and because of this campaign, they have generated many financial funds.
Since on the front page, it was not mentioned, na Shaukat Khanam. That's the only thing which was confusing because every other thing was sponsored.
I guess I have added in 3 places that Shaukat Khanam have taken initiative to avail.
No, okay.
All right, मदीहा, आपकी ये जो presentation है ना, वो शौकत खानम, I know that you did mention Shaukat Khanam a few times, but आपका on your title page, आप इसको title page does not say like Shaukat Khanam self examination या चलो आज से इरादा करें type of things, So, आप यहाँ
because intentionally I was feeling that I should go.
It says self screening, right? Breast cancer self screening.
The main objective was social cause which created by Shaukat Khanam. So I have tried to give a basic overview of this campaign, not the Shaukat Khanam. Because अगर हम इसके साथ कनेक्ट कर रहा है, शौकत खानम basically the main objective is to aware people और उसके साथ पैरेलल जो होता है शौकत खानम अपने फंड्स वगैरह क्रिएट कर रहा होता है बेसिकली ही इज नॉट प्रमोटिंग
Okay, so
दिस इज द रीजन आई हैव अवॉइडेड
I have a question for you. You are saying sponsored by Rose Petal, Keros Future, uh, Telenor, Sapphire, Total, Allied Bank, Faisal Bank, Jubilee, and so many other things. You know. So in your presentation, you haven't mentioned any of the collaborations. So
because they haven't, I mean, in form of financial funds, they have sponsored to this specific cause. Otherwise, they have never mentioned anything related to this sponsor. That's what they have done specifically. This is the reason.
No, if this campaign was not run in collaboration with all of these people, why do they appear on slide one, number one, right? If they are not collaborating, they should not appear here. If they have collaborated, then you must say what Shaukat Khanam or the ad agency which ad agency did this.
I mean, I don't know because they have their in-house setup. I mean, mostly they work from, their own channels.
All right. So you are saying Shaukat Khanam. You are saying Shaukat Khanam no longer has an ad agency. Is that what you're saying?
Most of the time, they don't go to the ad agencies. I mean, in beginning, they were working with ad agencies.
I know they have in-house setup also because one of our TFT head is head of Shaukat Khanam media wing at present, right? So basically, what I'm asking that title page does say breast cancer self-screening, right? It should also say, it says how many women got awareness from digital media about breast cancer self screening, right? So when you go to like there is a page that actually gives detail of activities, right? You see activity detail here. So this is not just digital media. Activities are actually more than what we see on the title. See, you can see printed material here, you can see seminars here, and then you are seeing a few other things. So some of these things actually do not come under the heading of digital media, right?
Because I have just give an overview that they are present on many other channels, but I have totally give the number of followership only of digital media.
All right, I understand that. What I am saying, as you have mentioned, Shaukat Khanam, Chalo Irada Karen, self-examination. So the title needs to change accordingly. Also, all of these organizations that or partners that you have mentioned here, you have to clearly mention their role in this campaign, because if they appear on this page, then they are definitely partners in some way or the other. So some certain parts of the case study need rewriting in terms of clearly mentioning the role of all of these partners that appear on the title page, because if you remember, we have discussed case studies in classroom that actually say why an organization partnered or collaborated with the other. So if there is a list of collaborators sponsored by etc., so these people are actually collaborating in the campaign or somehow supporting the campaigns. So you have to find details how they sponsored, how they participated, and what made them collaborate with Shaukat Khanam for this particular campaign, right? And then when you mentioned all these things on this page, you must provide details how many people came to seminars, how many seminars were run, because then you will be reporting all these details. You must report all these details in your measurements and results. When we go to measurement and results, we are not seeing like how many people, how many seminars were held, how many people participated in those seminars. So we'll need, for instance, when we were looking at Vodafone last week, it did say that 3,000 schools were invited to participate, and then it also had a number how many people submitted entries to the competition, right? So if you have this type of activities here, you have to come up with figures. And when it says printed material, you have to actually tell in your case study what kind of results were received from this kind of activity, and what results were received through. I think you are reporting some, but you are not reporting all. Then you are talking about two different TVCs, right? So did you say what was the creative strategy for both the TVCs, and who was the target audience for?
And TVC was same, but they have divided into segment, like in 30-second and 6. It's the same TVC divided into two.
What does this abbreviation stand for? It says SKMCH. What is it?
Shaukat Khanam Memorial Cancer Hospital.
Cancer Hospital. Okay.
If I write the Shaukat Khan, it will be too long. So.
Right. Okay. So SKMCH. Telecast 60 and 30-second TVCs. So,
yeah.
So what is the big idea behind these TVCs? And then you're saying PR activities. So actually, you need to find out numbers for each one of these, right?
Okay, fine.
So, all right. Any other comment? Any other question by anyone? All right. So, key learnings क्या होंगी in this case?
And key learnings is key.
No, ma'am.
What are the key learnings for this campaign?
Key learnings was just, results which we, I'm just lost my. That through social media, people got more aware as compared to TV, because mostly people are not into watching TV, so they are more into.
So you're saying the key learning was that social media was a better platform for this kind of activity.
मैम हमें ये key learning से I think हमें इनकी target audience का भी पता चलता.
हाँ, key learning जो है उसमें that needs addition, right? और facts आपने कैसे collect किए? About
from their pages. I mean, which links they have mentioned on their website. I have put figures from there.
All right. So please, ये जो आपकी missing है ना information about all these collaborations and role of the collaborators इस पे जरा आप elaborate करें, ठीक है?
जी मैम, ठीक है
मैम. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Adnan Hashim, Ehsan Tahir.
Present, ma'am, present.
Yes, ma'am, present.
Okay, Elena.
Yes, ma'am.
Arsal. Asma.
Present, ma'am.
Faisal.
Present, ma'am.
Haseeb. Madiha.
Present.
Muhammad Ahmed.
Present, ma'am.
Ammar.
Yes, ma'am.
Kazim.
Present, ma'am.
Norez.
Yes, ma'am.
Zishan.
Present, ma'am.
Muzna.
Present.
Rubab.
Present.
Sania. Sania and Saud.
Sanya is present, ma'am.
South present, ma'am.
Shahir.
Present.
Sharfa.
Here.
Shumaila.
Present, ma'am.
Shahir नहीं नजर आ रहा. Is he here?
No, ma'am.
Shumaila. Sundas.
Present.
Nawazish.
Present.
नवाजिश
जी मैम.
जी नवाजिश कहाँ थे आप?
मैम ज्वाइन ही नहीं हो रही थी क्लास, बड़ी मुश्किल हुई है, ड्रॉप हो रही थी बार बार।
अच्छा चले, ऑल राइट।
मैम ये सारी प्रेजेंटेशंस आज ही होंगी?
नहीं, आज तो अभी तो नहीं होंगी, हम आज का सेशन बस थोड़ी देर में क्लोज कर रहे हैं, बट एवरीबडी प्लीज जो है उसको केयरफुली गो थ्रू योर प्रेजेंटेशन। और लेट्स सी जी, अच्छा सुंदर प्रेजेंट है, शुमाइला प्रेजेंट नहीं है।
Yes, ma'am.
तूबा,
Present, ma'am.
जहरा
Present.
एंड जमरा।
I'm Shumaila यही है।
शुमाइला यही है, ओके गुड। सॉरी, मैं आई कांट कीप गोइंग बैक टू दिस स्क्रीन, इट्स
I guess he is the only one who's not present.
चले, अब सिर्फ शहीर इज एब्सेंट, ठीक है।
यस
ओके गुड। हम बाकी प्रेजेंटेशंस फिर वी विल टेक नेक्स्ट वीक, ओके।
यस मैम, यस।
ओके
मैम ऐसा ना करें।
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
ये कौन कह रहा है ऐसा ना करें? ये मोहम्मद अहमद हफीज कह रहा है।
नहीं मैम ये
नहीं मैम,
मैं तो बैठा
ना।
नहीं
मैम लो है।
ऑल राइट, वील डू इट नेक्स्ट वीक, ओके।
यस
ओके
मैम,
मैम,
ओके, टेक
बाय
केयर,
बाय।
ओके
बाय।
मैम।